Friends, hello and welcome back. So the NHL 21 beta is currently out. That's not what's going on in this video. This will be NHL 21. We're not, or NHL 20. We're not allowed to show beta footage. Don't do it. Don't take the chance. Don't want to get banned. Don't want to get your whatever, copyright, whatever it is. Don't take the chance. We're not going to take the chance. But we're going to talk about the beta. We're going to give our thoughts on the beta and our feedback in some areas that can be improved, some areas we like. But one thing, or actually it's two things, got to take care of some house cleaning here. You guys are listening here. First of all, if you do play Hut, keep in mind when you're playing online versus, it's a different animal. You play online versus, guys are slower. Guys, you know, they play differently because they're a lot lower overalls. Instead of having all 90, 95, 99 overalls and 99 skates, 99 shots, you're rocking, for the most part, all guys is under, what, 88 for the most part, 87, unless you're using a stack team, and even those, after you get past the first top lines, they're lower overall. So they're going to play different. Got to keep that in mind. I know it might feel like it's slower compared to Hut and so on and so forth. And personally, for me, I haven't noticed it. Now, I didn't play as much Hut in the last month or two. I played a lot more ESHL, so maybe that's why. But I've really not noticed. It's felt pretty good. The online versus in the betas felt really smooth. I know there's times where it feels clunkier and stuff in betas or in online versus, but it really wasn't there. I like where the feeling of the skating is right now. But second, and this is an important one, when providing feedback to EA, and I guess you don't have to listen, but I'd appreciate it if you considered it. Complaining without a solution is not helping the game. Can I say it a second time? Complaining about the game without a solution is not helping the game. Over the years, I've learned the go-to is for a lot of people is to just to instantly blame the gameplay when you lose, and you look at how, you know, you could improve. Nah, let's not do that. We're just gonna be like, oh, I lost the game, it's EA's fault, EA's did this wrong, so I'm losing the game. Or you get people that complain when a meta that they use is taken out of the game, and rather than trying to find ways to win games other ways, they complain about it being taken out and how they should put it back in. And I'll be honest, you know, I've been, over the years, I've been guilty of it a time or two, but the problem is when you do that, it kind of sends mixed signals to EA, because yeah, they think they're fixing parts of the game, but there's so many loud complaining voices saying, nope, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. It makes it difficult when every single direction they look, there's fingers pointing saying this part of the gameplay is wrong, and you just got a bunch of lines contradicting each other. I'm like, oh, what should we do to fix it then, right? It makes it more difficult to improve the game, and I do understand that from EA's standpoint there, and I do kind of feel for EA from that extent, right? It does get kind of difficult in some areas. You know, it's not all, everything, gameplay is a lot more difficult than franchise mode, where everybody says, hey, give us connected franchise. EA's like, I ain't really feeling it there. Gameplay is a little bit more difficult, so I do understand. Now, personally, when it comes to me, nowadays, I try to do my best to just look at gameplay from a, you know, realism standpoint. What should happen and what should happen on the ice, whether it benefits my game style or not, I don't really care. I'd rather just have a realistic hockey game. I'll adjust or try to adjust to it. You know, I'm not the best hockey player out there, but I'll try to adjust to it, get better at it. And overall, I like the game so far. Like I said, it feels a little more smooth when skating with, you know, slower guys, which is different. I like the fact that the can we say his name right? Seshnikov. We're calling it the Seshnikov. We're Ohio State fans over here. We don't use that other word. We're calling it the Seshnikov goal, but it isn't easy to do. I was concerned about that. Very concerned that was going to be some sort of glitch going out. It's, you know, early beta. People can still probably figure something like that out. But for now, it looks hard to do, like it should be, which is great to see. And you know what I've noticed? Some small things in the gameplay. Maybe you guys have or haven't noticed this. The cutscenes. The cutscenes quicker when you get like a penalty. You know, the ref would usually wave his arm up in the air for a couple of seconds. You had to watch it. Now I feel like you skip it instantly and it goes to the face-off draw. Was that just me noticing that? You also could move the camera back and forth during the cutscene. I was just like, oh, look at me. I went to the pause screen because I had bad connection. It might just be the servers. I was clicking up and down. I was like, look at the screen going backwards, up and down. Nifty. But some small additions that, you know what, actually, before we talk about my number one concern, I have one question for people. Now, again, maybe I'm just crazy, could be wrong here, but did they change the player size on the ice? Now, I know that might sound insane, but you see, the reason, you know, last year became such this trap heavy game, especially in the ASHL, everywhere it became so trap heavy. And if you think about it, the reason it was harder to trap as easily in older games as it was last year is because the ice was quote unquote bigger. In other words, you say the players are smaller, so they can't cover as much ice at a time, right? I felt like, I felt, maybe it's just me, I felt like the players, at least in online versus, maybe not in 3v3, whatever, but in online versus, it felt like the ice was, or the players are a little smaller. The ice was bigger, where it was harder for players to trap at the blue line. Now, of course, it's beta time. We haven't played a bazillion games yet to really get the chance to play sixes a lot and see if it's still the case there, but it did feel like that was changeable. But I kind of like that. I love trapping, big fan of it, but at the same time, it shouldn't be as easy as it was last year to an extent where it was the only thing you can do. You want to have people have that balance where you can forecheck or you can trap, your choice, right? But besides that, like the other thoughts on that, my biggest concern, no questions about it, is the pass interceptions. I don't know what it is. Ever since they switched, was it NHL 19, right? They switched to this new skate mechanic. He's had this problem with figuring out how to do interceptions. It first started where you didn't look at the puck, you had your back turned, you'd intercept it all the time, and you couldn't intercept it when you was looking at the puck. They did fix the problem where it was like, you know, literally you did not have to look. You could be skating down the ice, guys clear over here, and you could just whoop, right to you. It wasn't looking, just glued to your stick. So they fixed that. That was good. But we're still seeing this problem where it literally goes right through your player when you're looking directly at the puck carrier. You know, it's one thing of being bad business, but you're looking directly at him right on top of another guy. It just goes right through you. It's really bad in ESHL. I think it got worse. I do think it got worse, which sounds crazy because I didn't know it could get worse because I thought it was kind of a problem last year. It's really a problem with the smaller build guys too. If you use the smaller build guys, it's almost impossible for them to intercept passes, which again, I get it. When you use a smaller guy, it should be harder to poke check. It should be harder to stick lift. You got a smaller stick, right? Period. It should be harder to body check. You're smaller. It makes sense. Period. When it comes to intercepting the pass, though, you're in a pass lane, you're in a pass lane. Just because they're 5'7" doesn't mean they don't know how to touch a hockey puck when it's coming right at it, right? They still know what to do there, and we're not seeing that. And I think it's that in balance. Balance is always my big concern in this game. Is, you know, we should, if you want to be a big guy, hey, that's great. You get the luxury of the better poke check. Maybe you got the better reach where you can intercept the passes, the better stick lift, the better heading. That's great. All that stuff's beneficial to being a big guy. But if you're gonna have the benefits of being a big guy, you can't also have the benefits of being a small guy, which is, you know, the big guys can keep pace with these smaller guys. They can, you know, dangle and shoot like these smaller guys. Maybe you get a power forward or somebody that's you know, there's bigger guys that can shoot. I should be careful how we say that there, but you definitely don't get those danglers at that size like they do when they're smaller guys. I feel like that should be, you know, a balancing thing. If you're a smaller guy, it should be a heck of a lot easier for you to burn past that guy that's 6'2", 240, opposed to a guy that is, you know, 5'8", 5'9", that's closer to your size, of course. And it should be a heck of a lot easier to go out there and do your fancy dekes, your fancy moves, than it is to walk around with a guy that's 6'6", that's probably not as well-handed with handling with the puck there. Oh, and the sauce glitch, I almost forgot. How is the sauce glitch still in this game, EA? How? Do we want it in the game? I still call it a sauce glitch because it is a glitch, period, right? If it's a move, because you literally sauce it in front of yourself and it gives you a speed burst. That is not hockey. That is not like, if that worked in real life, could you imagine in real life, you just, you know, there goes McDavid down the ice. Oh, he chips it about a foot in front of him. Oh, look at that speed burst they gave him, that little chip. His skates got a little power surge on that one. No, that's not how it works. I don't know why that is still in the game. I have not played near enough to see how effective it is. I ain't gonna make a quick judgment to it, but it shouldn't be in the game if it's giving you a little speed burst, and that has been the case from last year. It is I do consider it a glitch. Would like to see that fixed, but overall though, you get past that, you get past the passing interceptions problem. I like the game. Been a lot of fun to play so far. Looking forward to what they got for NHL 21. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. As always, if you enjoyed the video, big subscribe and thumbs up. Appreciate it and required. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.